Hi there, Leo. This is Joy with Joy to the World, here to take an intuitive peek into what's going on around you guys right now. How have you been? Hopefully well. I can tell by some of the tarot decks I've been led to that you guys are looking for practical advice. Just cut to the chase, straight, practical, some clarity going on. And I've already pulled out a few animal oracle cards to give a little peek behind the scenes of what's going on in your mind. And then we'll work through a few other energies here before we throw some live, okay? So we've got giraffe, rat, and shark. What an interesting bunch, huh? This is what we've got going on. So you guys are letting me know you're really kind of down your feels, some self-protected mechanism kind of going on, and it's not very suited to you. It can undermine your actual nature, and we should operate out of our nature. That's life's sort of like upgrade bonus system for us, is how to function and flourish with ease, and to fulfill our desires and grant us life's beautiful delights. And then on the other side, so what's in the center? Let's go ahead and look there. With rat, it says, be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. You can see the rat is almost like in a nest, in an egg, in a womb. And it's the womb of self. And this is what I think has been being ignored. I would say, like, your consciousness is pushing it down to not be fully aware of it, rather to deal with this energy. And sharks are neither here nor there, good nor bad, but in this case, this one is really they can't sleep. Got it? You're disturbed. It's messing with your sleep. They have to keep moving in order to live, and that's what we see here in the center is the resting. Okay. So what we've got going on at the heart of it, you can see when you sleep, a gateway is open. It's almost, well, and that's not almost. I flat out hear life inviting you to rest, to take it easy, to get a decent amount of sleep, to get a good bedtime. There's also nourishment of being well fed, doing the simplicities of life. In a sense, will manifest your dreams for you. It's like life is waiting to see, do you really believe? Or are you thinking it's all up to you? Part of Leo is the power of the heart, the life force in your passion. Almost like the fork of the plow is creating the opening in and of itself, okay? And being that shark, it's almost like it blunts the edge. It blunts it, so then you're really getting resistance and having to push forward, and you're doing not much but tearing the earth and just scalping it and not making any headway or any progress, and undermining and downgrading yourself all at the same time. Okay, you're driving with your emergency brake up. Who does that? Okay, so that's what they're saying here in life, and that's strangely enough, because this is generally for me more in the past or recent past, ongoing condition type of thing, is the giraffe. But ironically enough, they're inviting you to back up and listen. Okay. They're like, if you want to move forward, be about the dailies, be about domestic, be about the simple things of, going home, spending some time in your womb, in your environment, nurturing, get enough sleep, get enough to eat, and eat things that nourish you. You can nourish your spirit too and have those fun little things that seem like treats, but also just getting enough to eat. Eating well balanced for what is right for you, okay? But then when you got things to do, you've got work to do, you've got to back out of the driveway to then put it in gear and move forward and go towards your destination. So in a sense, they're like saying, let's back up. Let's get over here to the giraffe, which is something you totally forsook. You rather than being yourself, have been worrisome, bothered, um, disturbed. That's the clearest way that they're saying it. And so in the draft, they're wanting you to develop your higher knowledge, to tune in more up here than down here. And for some of you, that's a relationship that has got you off point. It's almost put you in this hyper aware mode, protective of sorts, aggressive, and not in the sense of what you think, but like mentally aggressive, overworking, muscling in, putting too much mental action into something that simply needs to open. See the glow, the illumination. It's like just simply waking up and stepping outside, enjoying the sunrise, being at one with nature and being at one with your own nature. Okay? Now we had a couple other cards that have already come out before we dive in a little bit deeper. And these two, so gestation and seeds of tomorrow here today. You can take a look at this. So gestation, it's really showing that that tree's upside down. So we've got the right elements going on. We've got life is lining up here. You've got the logic mind, the creative mind. We've got the water and the sun shining on the sea, but nothing's happening. You know, that's that shark, is there's too much going on down here, that being disturbed, rather than letting the energy spread and move all the way through, which is what happens when you sleep at night. You're being restored. You're being nurtured in a passive type way. And then the sprouts will come forth. Let nature take its course. Just like the giraffe is letting us know that that is your advancement now. That is your enlightenment. That is your ascension. Isn't it interesting? And it lets us know that things were a little bit off, because seeds of tomorrow are here today. It's like getting on the right side of it, seeing it from the right side, okay? So that you're not on the outside looking in. This is your life. Step in and live it. Don't manhandle it or put in excessive energies, okay? So we're going to see what's going on under the shark, rat, and giraffe, because in this case we having to back you up to get you out of the driveway to take you forward, okay? So since you need to start with the giraffe and to get in that kind of a head space, that kind of a heart space, one that's at peace, knowing that the seeds are planted, knowing that you are of value and of preeminent importance, meaning it's a time for it to be you first. All right, in this case, you are going to lead the way by living by example. So under that, we see a really good card. We see the Ten of Coins. Okay, that's lots of things showing up here. It's not just finances getting in order. It's about things making sense, things coming together, being a good steward of your time. I see that time's in order, you're not being duped, you're not squandering, hitting dead ends, roadblocks, that sort of thing that was coming from the fatigue, from having too much energy circulating down here, distracting and drawing you away from what is central, which is you. And that's important in this little wedge of time, this time frame that we're in right now, because you've got seeds in the ground, and they've got to be nurtured and nourished in order to bring forth what is your desire. So underneath the rat, we have the elk. It says clean it up. And you can see it's a nod to the sky, cleaning up the air around you, cleaning up your head space, acknowledging what's there, acknowledging what is kind of going on there that's driving you down deep. It's like you're not listening to your truth, and you're associating with people you shouldn't. You've bonded and connected with people who are incongruent, and it's throwing you, I would say, out of whack, but it's actually kicking you out of your own position, dispossessing you. Okay, that's the best way to say it. It's almost like a squatter that comes in, and the squatter now has rights to your house, but you don't, even though you're paying the bills. Okay, it's along those lines, and it's getting it all cleaned and cleared up around you. But you'll feel the earth moving under your feet, and you can see it one of two ways. You could see it as that being trepidatious is like, oh, how dare I, me cleaning up my headspace is now causing problems and causing things to shift under my feet. Or it can literally be, hey, boom, here I am, standing my ground, standing up to myself, standing up for myself, deciding who I am, and being centralized there. Because when you are there, you have that clear headspace. You have proper perspective. Proper perspective. So that's what we're getting from the rat. When you get rested and you get balanced, it's like you line up. You know, if one of your eyes gets off or one of your wheels gets off on your vehicle, you're out of balance and you begin to do undo unnecessary wear and tear. And that's expensive, right? Plus, I mentioned it's annoying, okay? So don't annoy yourself. Give yourself permission to be at ease, to be at peace, and to be beautiful and radiant, okay? That's what we need from you because you lead with passion. And therefore, a lot of people follow you, and they're following your example because yours is more action-based than it is the words you speak from your mouth. And that should be congruent and in line with what you do preach when you preach it, with what is the lip service that is coming out of your mouth. That should be a confirmation and a reiteration to those who are following along behind you that you are of merit. All right. So underneath the shark, we have justice. Okay. Seeking balance here and seeking spiritual intervention in this case. You're getting ahead of yourself. That's what's going on. In your spirit, the thing that you're yearning and longing for, these connections, this connection, and the bond that you're seeking, you're getting ahead of yourself. You know, the spirit, it's like it's premature. And just as when a baby's born premature, it takes so much longer earthly to catch up to its counterparts, okay? And that puts the child at a disadvantage. Not that they're any less than anybody else. They're fantastic, that's for sure. But the sheer physical recovery, the growth, the eye development, those type of things can be delayed. And in this case, it's to slow down and wait. Stick to your standards. Okay, I'm just going to say what I see here. It says keep your expectations set high. Life is not asking you to diminish yourself. Life is not chastising you for your high expectations, because only you are calling them high. They're actually aligned expectations. They're standards. They're self-knowledge. They're margins on the road. There's a reason. I mean, we can see the termination of the sides of the road, but yet they still paint the margins there to reiterate the importance. And that's what's going on here, is life is letting you know all this disturbance, all this upheaval, all this being dispossessed and getting out of union with yourself is being caused by getting ahead of yourself because of the desire for that bond and for that connection. And therefore, it's creating chaos where there actually is none. It shouldn't be any. It's like this person that you're engaged with is transferring their issues onto you. It's a transference. It's like it's creating more problems. It's creating more chaos. That's the easiest way to say it. Is sometimes it's a person of drama. Okay, it's just creating drama And drama is undue stress. Drama is something that comes about that doesn't want an answer, doesn't want a solution, or progress, or moving forward, or cohesion, or clarity. It's kind of like very indicative of the Five of Wands. It's disorderly. And the irony is it doesn't seem to bother the other portion of this connection. Whether it's a workplace or a family member or a lover, that seems to be the way that they thrive in operating, but it doesn't suit you. It puts your fire out. It drains you. It diminishes you. All right. Enough about that. Let's get back to you guys. So let's see what we're going to go here. We're going to go to Light Seers. Let's get some steps forward for Leo. Now that we kind of feel the earth under our feet. Come on. There we go. Let's get two more for Leo. We'll see if that one wants to come out again. Let's get... We can be concise here. Let's get some straightforward clarity. That one's definitely coming. That's weird. We're going to leave it kiltered like that. Very interesting. You guys teach me new stuff every day. When you see life for where it is, it gives you a lot more clarity of how to move forward. We're dumping some here. Hey, one card. I'm going to count down in 5, 4, 3. One card for Leo. 2. And last one. Yep. I found when I count, they'll give it to me. And we got a piggyback card. So we're going to see. That one must already need clarifying. I'm going to leave these sideways there. Let's see what that wants to say. So underneath the 10 of coins, what we've got going on is the 3 of pentacles. Harmony, cooperation, understanding your role, doing your part, knowing your part, really going at it kind of easy, kind of slow, not having to rush or hurry along, which would come along with the giraffe. It's just allowing the diffusion of that energy to just carry you along and calm your day. They say there's enough day to get what you need done, all right? Because when you're in that energy, others come along and naturally join in. It's like a facilitation that makes the connections easy and light, not burdensome. Weaving together a tapestry of life. Okay. And I hear go for it. Go for it. Now underneath clean up and right, we had the world come out. And it was trying to push itself upside down. But when I laid it, it clearly laid at like a cattywampus going. So it lets me know your world is turning, which is matching up with that shark and rat thing there. It's like your mind is turning right now. You're mulling this over because, again, I'm not here to give advice. I'm simply intuitively looking at things, providing information so that you'll know what clarifies for you, what confirms for you. You know what you've been facing, what you're going through, that type of thing. And it's more important what you hear, not what I say. So your spirit, your guide is lighting up as to how this is stimulating what is going on in your life, and will give you the directives of how to navigate this information to be of your benefit. All right? So your world is turning in that sense of like, okay, so there's some clarity, there's some light being shined into those dark corners. I'm being given permission to be awesome, to lead by example, to slow it down a bit, to rest and nurture and nourish myself. That is what life is asking for me, to clear out my headspace and to realize that connection wasn't for me. I'm getting ahead of myself, and to bring it back in and to back up to move forward. All right, that's the summary of this. But in that sense, like your world was turned upside down by this, and it's coming upright again. Okay, so it's moving right now. That is one neat thing about the cards, and the way my life runs is I'm a manifester of sorts, in that the way I've been taught through my spirit and the guides is as I move the cards and set them out, you can set them out for intentions. When you do a reading for yourself, you can leave it there to vibrate, to really emphasize what your intentions are and to align with the messages that you're getting. In this case, we're doing medicine. Like, it wasn't just important to have this card out, but to see what actively it is doing to demonstrate to us the message and get it across. So the fact that it was in movement lets me know, in a sense, like your wheel, it's already turning. It's turning in your favor. Because we want, remember here, no more of this, okay? Your world doesn't need to be upside down. You don't need to be disturbed. We want roots down, branches up. Roots down, fruit up. And so I love that we were seeing the energetics, as you can see, kind of the metaphysics going on around here, the principles of life. Are back in alignment. Okay? Now, underneath the shark and the justice, where we were told that you were being disturbed, having to be in a protective mode, getting ahead of yourself for where your life is right now, sticking to your standards, your expectations. They don't call them high, even though they'll say stick to your high expectations. They're saying what you've devised for yourself is your standards. Stick to them. Don't bend and move for other people, because then that throws your scale off. Then that turns your world upside down, and it begins to impact your health. It begins to impact your kidneys, your energy level. And being that you're an energy bringer, a fire sign, that is part of your contribution, your gift to this world. It is your gift to yourself as well. Okay? So underneath the justice, we have the wheel. Ooh. See, I don't look ahead. I'm like, oh, word up. So the word and the wheel turn in together. Something's being written in the skies for you. You're going to be riding the skies. Kind of like Dreamweaver. Something get us through the night. Something like that. Maybe you need to check it out. Oh, Dreamweaver. Take some time to dream, to envision. Let the delights of your heart come out on the pages of your mind. And again, like the giraffe, just kind of let them steep there. Kind of let them be diffuse. Let your mind relax. Let it just kind of come around and begin to show you what you expect in a connection. It's what you're looking for. And the reason why they're calling it expectations is sometimes we're trained to put it in that category and call it that, and then be derided for calling it such, as if we're arrogant or off base, or, the greatest way to be disappointed is have expectations. And they're like, that's kind of why it's slicing on through, and justice is here to say, not on my watch. This is exactly what I've called you to do. This is who you are, and you do know yourself. Don't back down, because it's not about the other people. It's about standing up to yourself and standing up for yourself, like we spoke about at the beginning, okay? Being your best advocate, and it's being, in a sense, oh, yeah, Justice says, I am here for life. I am here for life. I am the advocate for life, and I'm waving the sword, because that's what you're doing when you stick to your standards. And the thing is it promotes growth in others, those that you are called to connect and bond with. And just so you know, that previous connection, it was only a connection. There's not clearings and karmics and stumps and cords. No, you just untie it, just let go. And it's like, just like when you're through eating, just dust your hands off and back up and get in line with yourself and watch the wheel turn. Begin to dream. Allow yourself to understand what your proclivities are, what your desires are, what melts your butter, what sets the sparkle in your eyes and the skip in your step. I'm voting here, 2 thumbs up. I'm voting yes for that. I'm in agreement with you. I'm excited to know that you know yourself. And I'm commending you to stand by that, to trust justice and the power of life coming through here, to say, you are so worth it. You know, and that is for you, will rise up to that and will show itself. It's almost like a catalytic converter that kicks potential into active. But when we kowtow and we bow down to try and meet people where they're at, so hoping that they'll come up because we're already feeling a resonance, then we've already said that we're willing to backlash ourselves. We're willing to get things out of order, and it's no guarantee that they'll step up with you. All right. When you're out to save somebody, you don't leave where you're at. You reach your hand down, stay where you are. And if they're willing and cooperative, it lifts them on up, right? Their exertion brings themselves forward. In no way does our eating fill anyone else's belly, or our working out strengthens anyone else's muscles. So therefore, our degrading, downgrading, undermining, shifting our standards, does it provide betterment for anybody? That's unstable, and in a sense, kind of like an earthquake, right? It can fracture things from the very beginning and take time for that to show up. So the wheel is here. Look at her, all bold and free, all Jupiterian. Straight up. Look at that. The streams of the light and the dark coming out, the day and the night, the dreaming versus the being, knowing that it all works together for the good. And it's like it's spiraling up. It's very playful, dynamic energy coming forth, and it's coming forth through the channels of time. You know, things that you knew from when you were very young, stuff that you refined years later, even now, the things that you're still sifting through and sorting out, from where you want to travel to what you want to do to fulfill your purpose, to personalities that you want to be around. You know, if people drag you down, think about what personality type is dragging me down. Not that person itself, but when you begin to hone that, you decide, well, that's not a personality trait I want to see in myself nor surround myself with. And you begin to base it on what kind of energy do you want to surround yourself. Like, if you like upbeat, spontaneous type movement, things that kind of percolate, that's what you're going to put yourself in the state of. And in that state, you are going to be drawn to others that are like that. Others that are like that are going to be drawn to you. That's kind of the magic of what life is talking about here, about the ease and the lightness that comes about. Is that's really how we're supposed to live. And no matter what country you're watching from, in America, it's often been that if you didn't work hard for it, it's not worth it. And if you didn't work hard for it, you're not of any, value or whatever, that it's got to be hard earned in order to be appreciated. But as we know, as anyone begins to put age on, it's about operating wiser and smarter as opposed to just blunt force, sheer effort. That wisdom helps refine the steps. It, in a sense, creates a recipe for life, right? So that you can get results that you're looking forward to. Now, as we know with her, I love that she got the dice hanging around, and we were talking about your car up here earlier. It's right. So just dream what kind of car you're driving in. Are you driving in like a 66 convertible Camaro? Is that what you're driving? Are you in a GTO? Are you in a big 4x4 jacked up truck? What is spinning through your mind? And what are your fuzzy dice hanging from? And where are you going? Huh? Are you trading in your car for an airplane ticket to move across the waters? I don't know. But the wheel is spinning, and it is spinning out sparks. It is spinning out creativity. It is spinning out delights of your soul and stars and charisma and how life delights in you. And it's like life's pleasure, saying, let's create together. Let's dream together. Let's get on the same page, and let's get to living. All right. So alongside that came some more warm colors. Look at this. It's not like the King of Pentacles. That pentacle that he's holding is the wheel. I love it. He's turning it, familiarizing himself with it. A master mover, moving the forces of time, energy, space. And it's because he's made peace with his primal instinct. Very Leo. That primalness that you carry. My part of fortune is in Leo, so I very much understand about that driving instinct, about that kinetic knowing of what you're going to do right now and stepping into it, knowing that it all unfolds as you get to moving in it. He has made peace with that primal instinct and is trusts it to look out for him. And therefore he's at ease. It's like having that companion. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Having that companion, because this is in the row where you began to speak about that connection, that relationship. Well, that's my hope in my heart for you, because this is coming from, a deep place inside of you, from down within your soul and beyond that. It's like the earth starts from the core of the earth. From the moment that you were ever formed, you were a spark and an idea before you even began to gestate in your mother's body. Life is conspiring. Look at this. I hope you can see it in the camera. As we see over here when it said you were getting ahead of yourself in that relationship, you see this movement along here. That is spirit. Spirit is working and just said you were getting ahead of yourself. Now look here. Over that wheel of fortune, we see the stars. We see it all moving. Life is conspiring on your behalf and has plans for you. Plans to prosper you and to bring the full imaginings of pleasure into your life. Pleasure, enjoyment, satisfaction, fulfillment. But wants you to begin to become confident and bold about your standards, about even the nuances of this person, of what attracts you, what draws you in, what qualities, and begin to think about how you see those in yourself as well. That if you're an adventurous person, you're going to want that companion that's adventurous as well, right? If you love being a homebody during the week and outgoing and spontaneous on the weekends, you're going to look for that quality in that person. So in a sense, what justice is letting us know here is that truth, that eight, that, like the weaving of the infinity, is seeing that mirroring of oneself and beginning to, when you feel bold and confident about that, it's being satisfied with who you are without apology. Without apology. You're exactly as you should be. No mistake. Perfect. Beautiful. Lovely. Bold. Charismatic. You lead by example. So right now, this clean it up card, watch. We're just going to blow your mind clear. Your world's upright. Roots down, fruit up. Dance this dance. Wow. I say yes. Go team go, right? Lovers. You're right on point with that. Just let the spirit lead you, okay? Be ahead of you. This is like the spirit here. Okay, this is your future self. Trust. Stay highly in tuned with it. Trust the leadership and guidance of your spirit. For that, I want to say I love you. I am privileged to have shared this time with you, and incredibly honored that we can have this conversation together. I look forward to seeing the world that we help create, voting for your best dreams, and the power of giving yourself permission to be who you are. And you just relax and let it be easy and light. Rest, restore, nourish. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. And be yourself. We need you. We desire you. This is Joy for Joy to the World, saying Leo, my friends, I love you. Bye for now.